A little over a year ago, I invested in a JBL SRX900 system. Since that time, I've worked on various configurations and packaging options for the system. One of the advantages of the SRX900 system is just how scalable and configurable it is. For this video, I thought I'd take a deep dive showing some of the deployments for large and small setups, along with some behind-the-scenes looks at how it all goes together and how we do things. As I get started, I want to thank Sweetwater for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. I'll leave an affiliate link for Sweetwater in the text below. Please check out Sweetwater for all of your musical and live production needs. The SRX900 series includes the 910LA line array boxes, the smaller 906LA line array boxes, the 928S double 18 subs, and the 918S single 18 subs. They've also now added flyable subs to the SRX900 lineup, the JBL SRX915 SF and the JBL 918 SF. All JBL SRX900 boxes are IP54 rated for outdoor use, with the optional rain covers added. The 906 and 910 boxes are flyable or ground stackable. This is a flybar for the 910 cabs, and this is a flybar for the 906 cabs. And these are the base plates for ground stacking. JBL also has a pole mount for a super compact system. The boxes are all self-powered and individually networkable, so you have independent control and monitoring over every box in the system with JBL's performance software. For our larger concert configuration here, I'm flying 10 boxes per side of the 910 LA cabs. I have a stage right and a stage left fly case that each have a loom of cables that go to the cabs. Power, network, and audio. I have mouse holes in the cases so the lids can close after the cables are ran. There are two distribution racks, one on each side, stage left and stage right. These have networking, audio, and power outputs to feed the system. There's a network switch inside each rack. And I built this Ethercon panel that connects to the switch in each rack. For drive lines, the racks will each accept XLRs for left, right, sub, and fill. But I also have them configured to accept analog audio over Ethernet cables for a quick multi-pin connection. I can jump to the opposite side of the stage to the other distribution rack with two lines of Ethernet cables, one for networking and one for audio. For the larger setup here, I have a third distribution rack that is for the subs alone, and it handles their power. Our SRX system can run off of 120V, 208, or 240V. I have this system configured to send 208 to the boxes. For the rig we're looking at now, I'm using 9 subs in a line, delayed into an arc. Since the cabs are powered and networked, they all have an ID number assigned to them. Think of this how you would mark your DMX lighting so that you always patch in the proper order. I have the stage right cabs assigned to numbers in the 100s. The stage left are the 200s. Subs are 300s. And the 906s are 400s. This makes building a show in the software and then loading it on site very simple. JBL Software tells us the pinpoints for the hang, and I have a copy printed out here. Set the flybar. Then set the first 4 boxes with their simple single point adjustment. Fly out. Then set the next 4 boxes. Connect these to the first 4. Then fly these out and repeat for the total length of your array. With the 910 LA as mains, the 906 LA make a perfect complement for fills. Let's talk a little about transport and truck pack. JBL has covers and transport carts for the 910 cabs. They have a dedicated case for the 906 cabs that holds 4 per case. Both the 906s and 910s can be ground stacked or flown. Just like the 910s are ready to fly when rolled in on their transport carts, the 906s themselves are ready to fly from their case when they roll in. JBL has designed the SRX900 system with truck pack dimensions in mind. In a standard box, the 910s on their transport carts can go 3 stacks wide in the truck. Using standard 1/3 pack cases for our fly cases, I can go 2 stacks wide with the 910s plus the fly cases in a row. Or turn the cases and cabs 90 degrees and go 3 stacks wide plus the fly cases in a row. The 906 cases can go 4 to a row or 2 in a row plus a standard 24 by 48 inch half pack case to fill a row like I have here. The subs are half pack dimensions. The subs can be stood up for 4 in a row or stacked on carts with 3 per cart to get 6 subs per row. Either way to maximize floor space. I have a half pack cable case for the subs and the fills that fits into this truck pack configuration and has space for the distribution racks to set on top. So what do we need to think about for cabling? Every box will need to get power, audio, and networking. Since we're jumping from box to box, we want to utilize looms wherever we can. And color coding can be handy as well. The SRX900s uses True 1 connectors for power. You'll need True 1 to True 1 to jump from box to box. But the receptacle at the power side will determine what you need on that end of the cable. For the smaller configurations, I have these Edison to True 1 cables. For the array jumps, I loomed an Ethernet cable with an XLR cable using TechFlex, and then added an Ethercon shell to all of the Ethernet RJ45 connectors. Our jumper lengths: 24 inches for the 910 jumpers and 18 inches for the 906 jumpers. As I said earlier, the system is very scalable and configurable. Up to this point, I mainly focused on the large deployments for national artists that all have went exceedingly well. Let's take a look at some smaller deployments and ground stacking. This event used 3 910s stacked on the 928S JBL subs. This event used 4 906s stacked on the JBL 928 subs. And on this event, we even ran into some rain. In each case, the cabs were ground stacked using the JBL base plates. The base plate can attach to any of the JBL subs. In this example, I'm attaching a base plate to a JBL SRX918S sub. Remove the wing bolt from its storage position, then attach it to the base plate and sub at the sub's mounting point. Add the rear angle pin, strap the subs together, and then build the array using the angles provided from the JBL software. One package I put together is this ballroom package that uses upstage and downstage truss on ground supports. And I can fly an array of 4 JBL SRX906 LA boxes from each side. I have this mini rack that I built for audio and network distribution for these smaller packages. I connect to it with analog audio over Ethernet for the driveline. And then there's a switch in the rack to feed the JBL network. The switch inside the rack is connected to this panel of Ethernet connectors that I built. I have a dedicated cable package for these smaller systems and powers from the Edison to True 1 cables like I showed earlier. To get the most out of the system, you'll want to integrate JBL's free software. JBL Line Array Calculator 3 is the basic prediction software. It lets you tell it your system configuration and venue information, and it will generate the angles for your boxes, as well as predict the coverage pattern. For a deeper dive into prediction software, there's now JBL's Venue Synthesis, which allows full 3D modeling. Finally, there's JBL's Performance software. This is your show control and system configuration software. It allows you to access the advanced DSP of the boxes, to calibrate and tune the system, assign array presets and adjust things like throw distance compensation, array size compensation, and you can monitor things like temperature, voltage, and signal levels all in real time during the show. And there's a test mode and signal generator feature allowing you to mute and unmute individual band passes to confirm everything is working. Once again, I want to thank Sweetwater for sponsoring the video, JBL for making an awesome rig, and everyone for watching. Please check out the other videos, and I will see you next time.